Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to attempt to upload an hour video running a Stuart S50 steam engine with a Babcock or a Stuart Babcock boiler 501. Got to get all the details right. I'm trying to get the video to an hour length to show depth. So I got to practice with the phone. Phone's on the charger right now. So I'm gonna run the steam engine. I'm shooting for 6 o'clock, which is dusk. Be crepuscular, sort of like twilight. So I have the distilled water. Measure that out. Drain the boiler. Load the burner. Have everything set up, and then after I run it, should go to about maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then let it cool down to 8, and then bring everything in for the night. So also I'm in the process of memorizing pi, the transcendental number. Circumference equals 2 pi r. I'm about 1115 digits, so I'll be working on that. And writing a program in Xcode in Swift on the cloud. So I'll be doing that. Yeah, so just gonna see if I can. I'll basically be juggling several different things. Not sure the longest YouTube video I've uploaded, but an hour's length. Actually gonna try, see if I could do it tonight for an hour and get that uploaded. Just as far as the length is concerned. And then I'll do the engine. I'm going to be using just talking about. Also, I think I'm going to set up some intermediary steps in the meantime. So, and let's see. So this is at 3:46. I'm going to pause and then come back. Okay, so this will be sort of a good documentation. I can go back and look at and talk about some current events and what books I'm reading. I'm reading The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick. It's a novel. I'm gonna read. So I'm reading that, and then once I finish reading it in English, it's an omnibus. It includes Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? So I think there's 3 stories in there, and then I'm going to read it in Russian. Currently reading The Star Rover by Jack London in Russian, and it's a really interesting book. I've read it in English quite a while ago, and I'm not sure if Jack London published that. I'm pretty sure well, it's been republished in the pulp magazines. I read it in novel form. Now I'm reading in Russian, and I'm almost done. So I'm going to comment on that. Okay, Star Rover by Jack London. So I'm going to I have some sort of notes to myself. This one here is it says he's the author of The Call of the Wild, The Valley of the Moon, and John Barleycorn, etc. So I've read all those, and they're all pretty good. Actually, I liked all three of those. I liked The Call of the Wild, I liked The Valley of the Moon, and I liked John Barleycorn. This was published by New York Grosset and Dunlop Publishers, and published by arrangement with the Macmillan Company. Copyright 1914 and 1915. Copyright 1915 by Jack London. Set up and electrotyped. Published October 1915. Reprinted October 1915. Twice November 1915 and in April 1917. So, yeah, it's a really cool book. And the book is very interesting. And I have the book in Russian. And part of the thing is the translation's pretty interesting. Like, how did they translate, certain phrases, certain words? Because I read The Lord of the Rings, and the translation in Russian, for instance, the word dwarf, if I remember correctly, the translation that I read, that was translated gnome. And Balrog was translated Barlog. And so you have to kind of, I guess, like a Balrog, Okay, so so at what point did Tolkien sort of adapt from a mythos or a traditional folk tale or something that's in the collective consciousness? And at what point is this unique to the J.R.R. Tolkien universe? Like this is original, Middle Earth. Because I think of Middle Earth, and I think of Midgard, which Midgard. So there's Midgard, there's Asgard, Vanaheim. Tolkien didn't use Vanaheim. I believe Jack London, he uses, I believe, Asgard and Vanaheim. He doesn't mention, so anyway, just kind of interesting how do they translate those words, and I'm gonna put that in the video. But yeah, they're really good for me because the comprehension, they're interesting. I like science fiction. I also read Dune by Frank Herbert. Read the Russian translation of that, and it was kind of neat because you have Duke Leto Atreides and the Baron Harkonnen, and just kind of interesting, like a technical book, physics or something like that. Would be kind of dry. The translation sort of cut and dry, black and white. Would require more concentration. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at the Star Rover here, and page 222 is talking about Sulpicius Quirinius, the legate of Syria. And a character named Lodbrog, which is pretty interesting. Okay. Okay, the character in the Star Rover, Lodbrog, he's talking about Niflheim, Muspel, the birth of the giant Ymir from the snowflakes of the cow, and Humbla. Okay, and I don't know if I've heard it, Humbla before. And Humbla, and of Fenrir, and Loki, and the frozen Jotuns. As I say, when I told her of all this, and of Thor and Odin, and our own Valhalla, she clapped her hands and cried out with sparkling eyes, "O you barbarian, you great child, you yellow giant thing of the frost, you believer of old nurse tales and stomach satisfactions, but the spirit of you, that which cannot die, where will it go when your body is dead?" "As I have said, Valhalla," I answered, "and my body shall be there too. Eating, drinking, fighting?" She questions. Okay, question mark. "And loving," I added. "We must have our women in heaven. Else what is heaven for?" "I do not like your heaven," she said. "It is a mad place, a beast place, a place of frost and storms and fury." So That's on page 225 of the Star Rover by Jack London, published in 1915. So I'd be interested to see, like, how is that passage translated into Russian? Because you have concepts in here: Niflheim, Muspel, Emer, and Humbla, the Jotuns, Valhalla. And so is that Old English? Is it Saxon? Is this like Old Norse or Nordic, or and part of the English language? Or is this like something that got borrowed from Denmark or Norway or Sweden, and then did Russia borrow it? Or is this just, what would the translation be? Like, is this totally, this is like, this is a Swedish word, or is it like the same word in English, the same word in Russian, the same? So I'll just have to see how the translator did it, and I want to learn historical linguistics and the rules of sound change. And you have, I think it's, I don't know if it's Boolean algebra or regular algebra, but you might have like A is greater than B. So A is like Old Norse. Old Norse is greater than Middle English. Like Old Norse is equal to Icelandic. Or I don't know if it's equal to, or how do the sounds change, and where would the Russian language, for instance, be in that, like with the sound changes of certain words? Would it be palatized or fricative? It just gets into some pretty interesting stuff. Historical linguistics. And I guess in a way that's kind of why part of me, has an interest in languages, because it's like interesting to see the variations. So let's see. And then on page 298, he says, "I have lived through the ages known today among the scientists as the Paleolithic, the Neolithic, and the Bronze. I remember when our domesticated wolves were herded. With our domesticated wolves, we herded our reindeer to pasture on the north shores of the Mediterranean, where now are France and Italy and Spain. This was before the ice sheet melted backward toward the pole. Many processions of the equinoxes have I lived through and died in, my reader, only that I remember them and you do not." Okay, so that's on page 298. That's pretty cool. So, Star Rover. That's a pretty beat up copy. I'm going to get my Russian copy, and I have another copy. Okay, I have another book here. It's got my name on it. This is one I bought in Cambridge, Massachusetts quite a while ago. I'd have to think about, I could remember when I bought it. God, just right off the top of my memory, I think it was, I want to say like 1997. I have to go back. 1997, 1998. Around that time period, I believe. The cover on this one, I don't know if this one's like more valuable. They're both sort of damaged. So They're both copyrighted by the Star Company. Okay, so that's that. I got 2 copies of that. And I have to get my Russian copy. Okay, so I ran my S50 Stuart steam engine, and it's cooled down, so I'm going to bring it in for the evening. It rained yesterday, so I'm in the process of reading Model Engineer magazine. This particular one is 16 to 31st August 1985. So then I have 18 to 31st January 1985. '21st to 31st March 1986. '20 to 31st December 1985. And 18 to 31st May 1984. So I get a kick out of these magazines. There's a lot of really good advertisements for companies. I don't know. It has a club chat. And club diary. And I bet those are pretty cool clubs. So it just talks about, sometimes they have a dinner, sometimes they have a lecture. This is a long time ago. Then there's some blueprints. And articles. Here's clockmaking. Small model engine lathe. So, all right. So I'm going to bring the engines inside under the canopy in case it rains again tonight. Okay, so the other thing, I have a full-size plan book for HO railroads, king size, and So, I'm going to group steam engine, steam technology, model steam. I guess it's a hobby, and it's kind of a gray area. Some of it's scientific and technical, thermodynamics style books. I have books on thermodynamics, statistical thermodynamics, steam and boiler construction. So I'm going to group all of the books together. So I have a steam, thermo, company resource, and put those all in one place together. So also, not just steam, I think I'm going to put power to production and include power plants and electricity and power engineering, and technology involving transportation. So all those together. Okay, so I'm going to group all my books having to do with steam power together. I got this book, which is Idiot's Guide to Past Life Regression, which I'm going to group with the Star Rover with Jack London. So past life regression, astral projection, that will go with the Star Rover, and then anything else with the model trains and stationary engines. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. Call it a night for the backyard, and that's it. So I have making Stirling engines, and that's going to go along with the steam, thermodynamics, SAM file, Building Simple Model Steam Engines, Book 2 by Tubal Cain. Heat by Sheely. Okay, John Simonson, Thermodynamics. So I'm going to have to rank all these books, thermo, building engines, and just like which order would I want to read them. So I'll probably put this John Simonson, Foundations of Engineering series, put that pretty high up. I've read the Tubal Cain book already, but Wow, this is a pretty boring upload. I'm at 30 minutes. I'm going for an hour. But I'm pretty sure that, being boring, taking a long time, I guess I think that's part of the process, right? You have to ignite the burner. You have to wait till the boiler comes to temperature. Um, and that stuff takes time. So the other thing I'm doing is memorizing pi. So I'm going for 1125, 1130 digits. I don't even, there's so many digits that I don't even know. I don't remember where I'm at. I believe it's like 1120, 1125. But I'm gonna make 3 columns on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Okay, sorry about that. While I'm talking about memorizing pi, I'm in the process of cooking some Italian sausage, and I could hear my dog going for the sausage, like trying to get up on the table. So I'm gonna have to get the oven the right temperature. Another time, get it up to temperature. It's a little small oven. And once it's up to temperature, put the sausages in. So I'll be doing that while I'm talking about pi. But I just had to interrupt the upload because I could hear the dog going for the sausages. Okay. Getting the oven up to temperature. Um, my sister got me a rice machine, so I'm going to put some rice down while that comes up to temperature. Okay, so I've got supreme rice, enriched rice, established 1936, Crowley, Louisiana. Supreme rice. It says refrigeration recommended for extended shelf life. I didn't know that. So I have another one here, Gulf Pacific. Gulf Pacific is distributed by Gulf Rice Milling Incorporated, 12,010 Taylor Road, Houston, Texas. Okay. Okay, so the supreme rice is gone. Got about a cup there. This one here, I'll put in the refrigerator. I guess it stores better than just leaving it in the cupboard. So I can do that. Okay, I put the rice down. Automatic rice cooker is really nice. It does everything, steams it, comes out perfect, has a timer. One other problem I have is my lawnmower battery's dead. It's an Oregon 40 volts. This battery costs about $100. And I have to decide, it's at the point where it's like, do I just buy an entirely new lawnmower? I mean, they have a Ryobi, which is brand new out of the box, new lawnmower, new battery, new everything. So it's like, okay, what do I do? You know, so I guess that's something I have to deal with. I'm gonna feed the dog because he's definitely hungry. But if he sees me cooking my food, he might not eat his own because I always give him a little bit of mine. But I guess that's the next thing. Just feed him. Okay, I fed him. He's eating his food. Get him dry and canned. Give him fresh water, and he's eating that, so that's good. So, yeah, that's really good. Well, don't have to give him a dog treat or see how he goes, but that's really good. Um, okay, while the dog's eating, I have to fix the side of my house. Use these screws, star drivers, and so I'm gonna go do that. That shouldn't take that long. Okay, the dog ate all his dog food. Got the sausages, gonna put them in the oven. I'm such a bad cook that I hope I don't burn them. I mean, it's pretty hard to burn them, right? But I guess just go by smell and check on it and don't get distracted. But I'm not sure how long it takes to cook. But the oven's up to temperature. The dogs ate all his food and the rice is almost ready. Okay, so the dog ate all his food. I'm gonna give him a dog treat. Just an update on the current events. The Senate passed $2 trillion in COVID-19 aid for the pandemic. Trying to think what else happened in the news. As far as science is concerned, the JPL Mars rover is roving on Mars. There's a space hurricane on the North Pole, and the astronauts are fixing the solar panels on the International Space Station. So That's just a cursory look at Google News. That's the rice is ready. So okay, so there's the rice. Smells really good. Um, just gonna dish that stuff out. So the rice is it's pretty. Rice is pretty good. I'm gonna try to get some kind of sauce to go on with the sausages. Okay, so the sausages are done. They came out okay. I'm a pretty bad cook, so basically that they're not burned. That's a good thing. So I guess the next thing, I guess, cut the sausages into small pieces and get some kind of gravy or curry or something to put on and mix it in with the rice.
A minute. Yeah, what do you want?
Ciao. Listen up.
Yeah.
Brian.
Right, Deckard, you look almost as bad that skin job you left on the sidewalk.
I'm going home.
Quit learning from this guy, guy. He's a goddamn one-man slaughterhouse, that's what he is. 4 more to go. Come on, Gav, let's go.
3. There's 3 to go.
There's 4. That skin job you VK'd at Tyrell Corporation? Rachel disappeared, vanished. Didn't even know she was a replicant. Something to do with a brain implant, says Tyrell. Come on, Gav. Drink some for me, pal.
Leon.
How old am I?
I don't know.
My birthday is April 10, 2017. How long do I live?
4 years.
More than you. Painful living fear, isn't it? Nothing is worse than having an itch you can never scratch.
Oh, I agree.
Wake up. Time to die.
Shakes. Me too. I get 'em bad. Part of the business.
I'm not in the business.